Have you ever found yourself at 2 a.m. deep in a Reddit thread about the best morning routine for maximum productivity while your own sleep schedule is currently in shambles? Maybe you've spent 3 weeks researching the perfect ergonomic chair, the best project management software, and the optimal macronutrient ratio for brain health, but you haven't actually started the project you're supposedly preparing for. It feels like progress, doesn't it? Your brain is buzzing, you're learning, you're gathering data. You feel like you're just one more ultimate guide away from finally having your life together. But then you look at the clock or the calendar and realize that while your knowledge has grown, your reality hasn't changed an inch. We call this productive procrastination. But today, I want to look at it through a different lens. We're going to talk about why we've become addicted to researching life instead of actually living it. We're going to dive into why your brain prefers the safety of a browser tab to the messy reality of a first step, and how you can finally break the cycle. Knowledge as a safety blanket. We often tell ourselves we're researching because we want to do it right. We don't want to waste time or make mistakes. It sounds logical, but in psychology, this is often a sophisticated form of avoidance. When we face a big life change, starting a business, getting fit, or even just trying to be a better partner, there is an inherent risk. There's the risk of failure, the risk of looking stupid, and the physical discomfort of doing something new. Researching provides a buffer. It gives you the dopamine hit of achievement without the vulnerability of action. When you read a book about marathon training, your brain's reward system fires as if you've actually accomplished something. You get the high of being a runner without ever having to lace up your shoes in the rain. Why your brain loves the rabbit hole. To understand why this is so addictive, we have to look at how our brains handle uncertainty. 1. The uncertainty tax. Evolutionarily, uncertainty equaled danger. If our ancestors didn't know what was behind a bush, they assumed it was a predator. Today, that predator is the unknown outcome of your new hobby or career move. Researching is your brain's way of trying to solve uncertainty. We think if we gather enough data, we can eliminate the risk. But here's the secret. You cannot research your way out of the discomfort of being a beginner. 2. The dopamine loop of information foraging. Humans are informivores. We are hardwired to seek out new information. In the past, this helped us find food and stay safe. In the digital age, every new article or top 10 tips video triggers a small release of dopamine. The problem is that this loop creates a false sense of competence. There's a massive neurological difference between semantic memory, knowing the facts about a thing, and procedural memory, knowing how to do the thing through muscle memory and experience. Your brain is currently gorging on semantic memory because it's easy, while starving your procedural memory because it's hard. 3. Analysis paralysis and the paradox of choice. The more we research, the more options we uncover. Instead of finding the right way, we find 50 good ways. This leads to cognitive overload. When the brain is overwhelmed by choice, its default setting is to freeze. This is why you end up doing nothing, not because you're lazy, but because your CPU is running at 100% just trying to compare the options. Practical strategies for you to improve from information to embodiment. If you're nodding along, feeling a bit called out, don't worry, I've been there too. Here's how we bridge the gap between the screen and the real world. The just enough information threshold, JEIT. Before you start any new project, set a research budget. The rule is you're allowed 3 sources of information. That's it. 1 book, 1 video, 1 article. The goal is once you've consumed those 3, you are legally required, in the world of self-growth, to take 1 physical action before you can look up a 4th. Practice low-stakes messiness. If you're a perfectionist, the reason you research is because you're terrified of the first attempt being bad. To break this, intentionally do the first step poorly. Want to start a YouTube channel? Record a 30-second video on your phone. Don't edit it and just save it. Want to start a diet? Don't buy supplements. Just eat 1 vegetable at lunch today. The goal is to prove to your nervous system that doing it wrong isn't fatal. The 70% rule. Borrowed from high-performance decision-making, if you have 70% of the information you think you need, act. If you wait for 90% or 100%, you've waited too long, and the opportunity cost has eaten your progress. Instead of researching how to meditate, use an if-then statement. If it is 8 a.m. and I am sitting on my sofa, then I will close my eyes for 2 minutes. This moves the task from the theoretical or research part of the brain to the executive or action part. When researching isn't the problem, I want to pause here and be very clear. For some of us, this isn't just a bad habit. ADHD and hyperfocus. If you have ADHD, your brain may naturally lean towards rabbit-holing because of the intense dopamine hit that novel information provides. For you, the struggle isn't necessarily fear. It's a struggle with task switching. Anxiety disorders. If your research feels frantic, like you must know every detail or something terrible will happen, this might be a manifestation of OCD or GAD, generalized anxiety disorder. In these cases, just doing it can feel traumatizing without the help of a professional. High sensitivity, HSP. You might simply need more time to process stimuli before acting. That's okay, as long as the processing eventually leads to a destination. Why we do this? I want you to take a deep breath. If you've spent the last 6 months preparing to start something and haven't started yet, I want you to know you were just trying to keep yourself safe. Your brain thinks it's protecting you from embarrassment, from failure, and from the cold realization that things are harder in practice than they are in theory. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to want to be prepared. But I want to offer you a different kind of safety. There's a deep, profound safety in competence, and competence cannot be researched. It can only be earned. You are more capable of handling a mistake than you are of the regret of never trying. Today, we're ending the infinite search. Here is your challenge. Identify one thing you've been over-researching. Close the tabs, put the book down, and for the next 20 minutes, do the smallest, messiest, most basic version of that thing. Don't do it well, just do it. The shift happens when you realize that living is not a test you can study for. It's a craft you practice. If this resonated with you, I've put together a simple Action-to-Research Ratio Worksheet to help you track your habits this week. Thank you for being here. Now, go turn off this video and go live a little bit of your life. I'll see you in the next one.